All right. Anthony, are you with us?
I am. Thanks for having me.
Amazing. Yeah, once more, apologies for the delay. That Rare space was just too good. And honestly, I had to hear everything Niels had to say.
Indeed, that was a good
but I
one.
saw you guys were there too.
Yep. We were listening in as well, yeah.
It was a good one. It was almost 2 hours.
Yeah, that was a long.
Awesome. Awesome, Anthony. Thank you for your time. We cut it a bit tight there with the other space, but I really appreciate your time. And yeah, if you could just introduce yourself a little bit to everybody listening in, if you could tell us what you do, what's your role at DripDropz, and we can get this started.
Sure. My name is Anthony. I am one of the co-founders and acting CFO of DripDropz. How I started? Oh man. I started in Cardano. I'm a partner in Bloompool, and I am also part of the token team, token.io team, and which eventually rolled up pretty much into the DripDropz team, and here we are today.
So I was wondering actually about the Bloompool. So is Pay also part of it?
Yeah.
Or
yep, Pay is my partner in Bloom. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it's just the two of you in the Bloompool?
Yes. Yeah, DripDropz, there's a whole slew of us. I think there's 11 members on the DripDropz team.
Yeah, the Telegram group got really big really quick. Basically, I just wanted to ask you guys about the yield farming coming up, and if you guys are willing to partner up on that, and then boom, I think within 5 minutes we were like 12 people in that group.
Yeah. So I do a lot of the scheduling for the meetings and setting up of the Telegram groups, and I have to warn people, like, when they invite us to a meeting, they're like, yeah, just bring everyone. I'm like, are you sure? Like, I can try to slim this down and just get who you really need in that meeting. And then they're like, no, it's cool, you can bring everyone. And then they'll see the list of everyone showing up, and they're like, oh my God. Like, yeah, it is a big team. It's a lot to take, but it's a great brain power. There's a lot of brain power on that team and a lot of diverse thinkers. So you get a lot of really cool and unique throughput and ideas with the DripDropz team.
So not like a lot of dead weights,
No.
Like a company of like. Okay. Cool. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. I know this was a bit tight with the Rare Bloom space, which was a really, really good one. So I can completely understand if some people are a bit tired, they could use a little break. So thank you for joining today. On our project spotlight, we have DripDropz, and we have Anthony here. And I believe we have Kyle with us as well. Kyle, I'm just going to make you speaker too. You don't have to feel pressured to speak, but I invited you. Yeah, so Project Spotlight, just to repeat once more, it's not any shape or form financial advice. We simply give a stage to projects building on Cardano because as a DEX, there's plenty of tokens on our platform, and we want our users to understand as good as possible what these projects are, what is their purpose, and in order to make sound financial decisions. And no one better to get this information from than the people from the projects themselves. So yeah, today we have Anthony with us, and yeah, Anthony, if you could just give us a bit of an elevator pitch of DripDropz, like a bit of a nutshell.
Sure. DripDropz is a token, say, distribution platform or a vending platform. It's a platform where token projects can come and they can set parameters for their distribution, whether they want to reward delegates of a pool or holders of an NFT or whatever their parameter sets may be, or whether they just have a list of addresses. And we can, with accuracy and precision, deliver those tokens to those users.
Cool. Thank you for that. Yeah, actually, this is probably the first space so far that I'm moderating that I did not do any particular due diligence for, because I've actually been using DripDropz from, I would dare to say, like the second epoch of you guys starting. I think the first epoch was like, is it legit? And then second epoch, I was like, Yeah, okay, it's worth a try. So
We
I've been
weren't
using
even
it for a
sure if it
really,
was
really long
legit
time.
the first Epoch, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
same
we know,
guys.
like we survived all of November and December. um, yeah, so cool. So you gave a bit of a rough outline of the team. It's a pretty big team. And what kind of led to you guys setting up DripDropz? You guys are kind of a bit like OGs, something like us. Like we were kind of among the first to start DeFi on Cardano. So I'm quite curious what led to the decision to set up DripDropz.
Yeah, we have a cool origin story actually. A lot of the DripDropz teams knew each other, or at least knew of each other, before DripDropz was created, and DripDropz was like conceived, I suppose, at the Wyoming summit, when everyone got to finally speak face to face, and we were discussing trending topics and issues in Cardano at the time. And at the time, ISPOs were a big thing, and we were looking at what users really were seeking in an ISPO, and we realized it was simple. They're looking for tokens and user tokens, and so we redefined the distribution of those tokens because we didn't feel like users should be subjected to only have to stake to one pool in order to receive tokens. So we said, okay, well, some token projects have a tough barrier to entry because they don't want to run an ISPO. They don't have any desire to run a pool or any of that. So they just need token distribution. And we figured that, DripDropz, we could cater to the community pools and the single pools, which we've done through our Dropperators programs. And so it was just to kind of help boost the community as a whole. It was during this weird ISPO era, and there was a lot of tension between pools, and a lot of weird stuff was going down. So we wanted to try to mitigate some of that and build a product that everyone in Cardano can use pretty much equally. And and it kind of leveled the playing field for a lot of the pool operators, and helped a lot of the smaller pool operators gain stake. So we felt it served a lot of purposes at the time. But it was conceived in Wyoming, and that's kind of where the entire DripDropz team had congregated and planned it out, and just commenced from that day forward. So September 27th to December 31st, we built out DripDropz, and we launched on January 1st.
You actually launched on January 1st. I didn't actually know that.
Yeah. DripDropz is about 7 months old now.
So kind of your main goal was to sort of have a place to like unite different stake pools, give a chance to smaller projects. That was kind of your main goal, to have like a platform.
Yeah.
For
We wanted small stake pools to stand a chance against some of the ISPO models, and so we wanted to reward their delegates with multiple tokens. So yeah, you can go to this pool and you can earn one, or you can stay in a community pool, a single pool, and earn 20 different tokens. And that was kind of the beginning idea for DripDropz.
Mm-hmm. That's very cool. And I remember that, like at the beginning, at least, like through the drips, I got to learn a bunch of new projects actually, that I probably never would have heard without you guys. I think, yeah, on DripDropz was the first time I heard about Hosky, and look at where we are now. I think he has like
Awesome.
60, 70,000 followers. Yeah, I think I have like 10 million Hosky that I just got from DripDropz. but you guys are still pretty unique in this space.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Sorry? No. Please.
Oh, I was going to say that's part of the beauty of the platform that was unrealized until after the platform was built, how many people were going to use. And that's why we added the Explore Tokens tab. So we knew that people didn't know what they were, and projects would want to advertise through the site. So you can go to the Explore Tokens, look at the project's website, learn about them. And yeah, we didn't even realize that would be a thing, but see, there it is right there.
But it actually evolved over time as well. I remember SundaySwap also did their, well, technically not really an airdrop over you guys, but also like other big projects also used your platform to distribute their tokens. So I feel like you guys started with the stake pools, and it just escalated to a point that you're now working with some really big projects in the space, right?
Right, exactly. And that was part of the original concept as well, because we knew that with a lot of the ISPOs that were going down, like if we were to bring Ethereum projects, for example, over to Cardano, maybe they didn't have any interest in running a pool. So therefore, how would they send tokens out to anyone? How could they acquire addresses? How could they get lists of addresses? Well, we offer the service where you can select certain pools if you like. You could pick NFT holders. You could do blockchain wide. However you prefer, we can dial it as wide or as narrow as you like. And so that was the secondary part of why we built DripDropz for the token projects themselves. So yeah, Liquid LQ was the first token, our first like big project that we dropped very, very early on. And I think it was, I don't know if you say it was like our test, our trial period. Like we successfully completed that drop. Everything went smooth. And I think from that point forward, a lot of the bigger projects started to look at us more seriously as a tool that they could use on the Cardano blockchain as well. And yeah, since then we've done quite a few projects. Sunday was our second biggest one that we've dropped. And then shortly thereafter, we've done quite a few more.
Got it. Could I just ask you for a really, really, really basic breakdown for people that really don't know you at all, how does one go about using DripDropz?
Sure. So the user experience of DripDropz is simple. It's fairly streamlined. You can go to DripDropz.io and you would click on the Drip It tab in the upper left corner, or the landing page is actually the Drip It page. So you just paste your Cardano wallet address in, and based off of how much ADA you have, where it's staked, what NFTs you hold, every wallet is unique based on its content. It'll show you which tokens you qualify for. So if you're holding a certain NFT, you may qualify for a token that many others aren't. Or if you're staked to a certain pool, you may qualify for certain tokens from that pool. You're able to select 10 tokens at a time and do a withdrawal. And depends on really the situation with the wallet. But you could have up to, I think, 50 or 60 tokens available for withdrawal, different tokens.
All right, thanks for that. Just so people can like visualize it, at least have like a rough idea of how it works. Cool. Any recent like achievements that happened that you would like to flex, brag about it on the space? Like anything that you're proud of?
It's not really a flex, but it's big to us because we've worked on it for a while. We've completed our AML compliance, which is anti-money laundering. We are registered with FinCEN, which is financial. It's basically stops money laundering. I'll have to remember what FinCEN is, but we are a registered money services business now in the United States, registered in Wyoming. So we are trying to legitimize, to do like real token drops, to have real value, to do things that other platforms can't do just because of the legalities of it. And we're trying to stay legitimate. So, in the event that a lawmaker decides to, press something against Cardano, we're here and we're doing everything as legit as we can and by the book. So we just want to prove that crypto can be in the realm of legitimate financial systems.
Okay, so you didn't necessarily have to do it. You just did it as a precaution for like anything that might happen in the future.
Yeah, no, you never have to do anything. Should we? Of course, we recommend for it because we want to prove to lawmakers and law in general that we can act as a legitimate entity within the United States. So, no, we don't have to, but it's much preferred for the longevity of the business. We'd rather run, doxed and people know who we are, and we run it in a legitimate manner.
Got it. Yeah, I saw it today on your page and I was quite curious about it. But also, you guys have some Catalyst proposals, right?
We do, yes, indeed. We have 2 Catalyst proposals in. Man, I love one of these proposals to the point where I'm going to get in trouble here for saying too much, because we've been super careful about how much we're disclosing about one of these proposals. So one of them, we're working on a multi-chain payment rail system. It's a little bit of a hybrid, and we'll keep it super high level, but we're kind of building an application that takes, let's say, a Coinbase, a Venmo, and a Bitcoin wallet, and Stripe all in one application. And that's about all I can give away. But if you
okay, you have my curiosity now, and now you win. That's not cool.
It's going to be pretty dynamic.
What are you doing, Anthony? I'm walking my dogs, catching me off guard. Yeah, we got a lot of we got a lot of cool things coming. That's one cool thing we have coming. What I love about the team is we're always pushing forward. We're always pushing each other. We move fast.
Is he breaking up just for me, or is it the same for you?
I'm losing him.
Okay, Kyle, we're losing you.
So, let's see, because he's I think he's out of country right now. So,
okay, I can see that he's like talking. We just can't hear him.
Yeah, I can't either.
Okay. Kyle, do you want to like try to leave and come back? We really can't hear you.
Twitter Spaces, it was funky for me in the last space as well.
Yeah, I think you have to have the latest app and properly functioning phone. Mine keeps crashing as well. It crashed in the last 2 spaces, so it'll probably crash again today. Now we are getting snippets, like Kyle, like one word every 10 seconds or so. Sorry. Yeah, but in the meantime, until we get Kyle here, I just wanted to remind everyone that in the end there will be an FAQ, so no need to send requests right now. Everybody's gonna get a chance to ask questions. But yeah, hopefully we get Kyle in the meantime.
Cool. Yeah. See if he hops. Oh. Can you remove him as speaker and re-add him and see if that fixes the?
I think he's like going around his house now looking for a better spot. Okay. Kyle, don't take this personal. I'm kicking you out, so just come back and try again when you've set up everything. Okay. Okay, Anthony. I think he's joining with a different account. I'm not sure. Anthony, in the meantime, so I understand that all of you guys are quite Cardano guys, so asking you guys why you decided to build on Cardano is a bit redundant. So I'm going to ask what on Cardano made it easier for you to set up DripDropz the way you wanted?
Oh, it didn't. Nothing has been easy. I don't know. I think we were just here. I think it would just kind of happen. So we were all here, and we didn't want to go build on Ethereum because it was expensive, and none of the other blockchains were quite as developed yet, surprisingly. So I kind of think we were just here. It's our native blockchain, so we got comfortable and just decided not to leave. There's never really been an interest to go build on another blockchain, to be honest. I mean, we have everything we need here, and if it's not here, we can probably build it. So we just couldn't justify the point of getting up and leaving.
It had to be Cardano, and you will find ways to get it to work on Cardano.
Right. We have so far.
That's pretty simple, I guess, for an explanation. as far as explanations go. Okay. Yeah, cool. Next up on my questions is, it's a touchy one, but I ask everyone since Flicto, and I say that every single time, but finances. Is that something you're fine to talk about? Because I think now it's quite important to talk in the bear market about finances. Cool. Then maybe tell us a bit about it. Do you guys have any backers? If not, if you're like bootstrapped all by yourselves, what are like your main incomes? Is it like fees? Is it from the DripDropz Pro? So basically just elaborate a little bit on the finances so we know the DripDropz is here to stay and won't crash and burn just because ADA fell.
Yeah, I mean, we funded DripDropz from the very beginning. We understood, we're building a product and we're going to assume the risk of it, and it was worth the risk. At worst, we had a cool tool that everyone could use on Cardano, and that was the worst case scenario if we actually ended up building what we built. So we built it, and it was successful, and we made some money to keep 10 developers going and keep them developing. Fortunately, it's a very rare case that a new business like this can generate cash flow. So we were in a very unique and fortunate position. So we didn't need to reach out for VCs, or we didn't need to reach out for funding. But for our next project, the budget is a little bit heavier. The stakes are a little bit bigger. The project's a little bit bigger. So we need a little bit bigger of a budget. So we decided to go for catalyst funding, as we just stated. But yeah, overall, the development at DripDropz and everything we've done has been bootstrapped from internally within our own, revenue.
And the fees from the dripping, do you mind me asking how many users do you have per Epoch dripping?
It varies, honestly. It varies because we feel the effects just like everyone else in bear markets. And then we also, we're winning just like everyone else in bull markets. So it depends. It depends if we're dropping a big token that week or if we have nothing going on. So it totally varies.
Okay, got it. Thank you for the transparency. So you guys, I've been wondering about your token and its utility, basically since the very beginning. I recall at some point I did sell. Don't take it personal. But I do still have some drip, and I've been wondering what are some utilities that you guys are going for. So I also know that you guys have been one of the first. I think Liquid, you, and maybe another project or two were the first on Cardano to set up a proper governance system from the DeFi tools, at least. And is your main utility for your token governance, or are you guys planning on something else?
We have a couple things in the pipeline that we can't finalize yet until we confirm that the tech will work and everything's kosher on that front. But really, I mean, that's another funny story, is just the tokenomics in and of itself, because we were sitting in a meeting, with 11 dudes, and we're talking about, tokenomics and how do we do distribution. And it was like, it got to the point where we spent so much time trying to figure out how to distribute the tokens that it was the most simple way. Just give them all to the platform users. That's it. 100% goes out to the platform users. We don't keep any. If later on we want some or we need some, we go back and we ask the platform users to allocate us some, and then we have our own supply to do what we need to, set up farming and set up, whatever other type of incentivizations that we need. So yeah, it was simple. Like once we established, and it was like a light bulb went off, we were like, just give 100% to the pie chart, 100% to the platform users. We're done with tokenomics. And it was like, I don't think we've ever agreed upon anything unanimously that fast ever. And we published just this blue, weird looking pie chart, and it said 100% to platform users. And as a joke, we tweeted it, and we were like, look, this is our tokenomics. And like, it was funny because it was just so different from every other tokenomics pie chart that has ever been released in crypto that like, it stood out. So we were pretty excited about doing it differently, and it's worked out great so far. And so yeah, that was the point. We wanted to use it as a voting mechanism, and the only way to do that fairly is to basically, let's say, let me see how to word this. The only way to do that fairly is through fair distribution. But on top of that, we didn't want a whale control outside of our own token. So what I mean by that is we didn't want an ADA whale to come in and influence a platform that they never come and use. So we decided, okay, the drip token will be the standard. It'll be the standard on our platform. So we know that people with the most drip either went and spent their hard-earned ADA on drip, which is fine. You should be entitled to a vote too if you want. Or you are a avid user of our platform. And those are the two people that we really want taking control of the platform. So from that point forward, we decided that drip token was going to be the voting power of all the drip voters. And here we are now after our first vote.
And how did the first vote go?
It was awesome. It was awesome. Yeah, it was super easy. You go on to DripDropz and you cast your vote and you put your wallet address in, and it looks at your wallet and it sees how much drip you have, and it calculates that number of drip into voting power. And then you cast your vote, and we had five voting questions, all different topics. It was drip allocation. There was staking rewards on holding drip. And there was a couple other questions I can't remember off the top of my head, but the voting went flawlessly. And I believe for the first time ever, that was on-chain voting, that you could watch results live and confirm that your votes went towards what you actually voted for. So it was really unique in that aspect of it. And we saw the value in presenting a voting system like that in and of its own, because none ever has existed before that. And like, we could, visualize a presidential election running on something like this.
That's way too transparent for a presidential election, especially depending on where you live. So do you guys have any additional plans for the future of governance on DripDropz, or are you more or less satisfied with where you are?
We're going to continue to develop it. We want to make the voting so simple on DripDropz that it's like a Twitter poll. Essentially, you'll be able to put together different parameters that you want to vote on and offer it as a service as well, so other projects can come and host votes and use their native tokens if they need be, or they choose so. So we want to offer it to everyone. We want it to become a tool that the entire community can then use. So that's where we're going next, and that's basically what our second catalyst proposal is to package this voting system up into a open source and available for everyone to use software, so you can set up your own voting and governance and plug and play.
That's very cool. And I love the transparency. That's really an absolute game changer. It makes a world of difference to all the users to actually see that everything is being counted properly, that their votes actually matter, and that there's a system in place that doesn't really give too much of an advantage to whales. So I do get it. When you hold a big bag, you did earn the right that your opinion matters slightly more, but there's a balance to it, Oh
yeah, and I mean, we're looking at things like, where you remove the whale influence factor. So when we start to encounter things like DIDs, decentralized identities, then you can take all, each verified DID will receive, for example, one presidential voting token, and those voting tokens, they cannot be counterfeited, and they only work with this certain voting round. So the parameters are pretty well, idiot proof, if I say. So I think there's a good way to do it. There's a nice middle ground to where we can achieve what we're looking for without outside financial influence. That's always been a big factor with us. We didn't want ADA whales to come and influence things that they had no real part of. They could just come in and vote and change parameters around that they weren't involved with. So I do think that there's a crafty way to mitigate those risks and implement this in a real life voting situation.
Oh man, I'd love that. So I'm originally actually from Serbia, and I think last year, maybe even this year, it's hard to keep track with time these days. We had presidential elections, and those are always hilarious. Like you read and you watch videos about like people that are like, this is my great grandma. She died like 14 years ago, but I see here that she just voted because, they use a piece of paper to keep track of who voted.
Yep, voter fraud.
I do believe that that's on purpose because it's the easiest way to cut corners and get the results that you do want. So there is a benefit to using outdated systems, but man, would I love to switch to a proper blockchain.
They're not valid.
Sorry?
They're not valid reasons to use the outdated system. It's usually a criminal reason as to why they want to use an outdated system and not progress forward into a transparent voting system.
Yeah, absolutely. If I can just slide in a shameless plug, just because we're on the topic of governance, MuesliSwap also did launch 2 weeks ago our first stage of community governance. So we set up a forum for users to jot down their ideas, and the next step of the roadmap of community governance will then be voting and a proper DAO in place. So we're also working on it. We're just, as you probably know, all over the place right now with our hybrid launch. And today we even launched an NFT collection, which you can also check out on our profile. Also, we have, I think, 9 Catalyst proposals. And on top of that, we're redesigning. Sorry?
You guys have been very busy.
It's crazy. It's such a small team, but there's something almost every single day. So yesterday also shared the upcoming redesign that we're planning on launching alongside the automated market maker, which is technically live already, as we do have one liquidity pool which we connected to our order book, but we do plan a big launch end of the month with all the functionalities of an automated market maker. So yeah, it's pretty busy at MuesliSwap HQ, which is also why I truly enjoyed listening to Niels at the Rare Bloom Twitter space, because the entire team is in Switzerland and I'm the only one that is in Austria. So sometimes I'm completely out of the loop with what's going on. So I do sometimes also enjoy listening to MuesliSwap guys like in public talking about things, because then I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's new. That's very cool. Because they just keep pumping out stuff. It's crazy. Anyway,
congratulations on all the updates. That's exciting. Voting's an exciting one to get past.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Cool. Shameless plug over. Back to DripDropz. Tell me, Anthony, what kind of partnerships you have in place right now, or just other projects that you guys are involved. So you already mentioned Tokun, which we have here as a listener, but you can mention like any other that you guys have going on right now.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff happening. We've been working recently with Wing Riders, one of our more fun actually, and exciting. The ones I'm subjective to this because, and I'll explain why further. We're working with Cornucopias, the game right now, and we're working on this really cool project at the same time. It's called our Drippy, or called the Dropouts NFT. And so it's the Drippy character, but some of the gadgets are really cool, nostalgic stuff. And the reason why I'm biased to the Dropouts is that I did all the artwork for it. I've drawn all the gadgets for the Drippy. So
that's very cool.
You hold a Drippy NFT, you'll gain exclusive access into certain areas of the Cornucopias game. So they're like exclusive rooms, and we're going to try to work this with a couple other different games. So you'll kind of have like this weird little Drippy motley crew running around and having their own exclusive areas in many of the metaverse and Web3 games that are coming out. So we're pretty excited about that, because that it started off as kind of like a joke. I mean, I just started drawing these like little drippy characters, and it just has turned into and evolved into this wild journey over the last couple months. And so we're wrapping up now. I've been working with Adam Dean on stacking the layers and putting all the drippies together, and they are coming out pretty rad. I think everyone's going to like them because I did a lot of like inside jokes with it. So you'll see a drippy that's actually rocking a ghost chain. So there's like a lot of cool stuff that you'll see hidden in the drop. There's no two alike. The way that we did the layers has never been done before. So it's not like a static drippy with two hands and gadgets switch out of it. Like every gadget, I redrew the hands for it. So now we're playing with like a third axis. So you'll see like a foreground hand and a background hand, and like they dynamically change as the gadgets swap out. So I put a lot of work into it. I think you guys will love the gadgets. A lot of recognizable stuff in there. A lot of nostalgic stuff. I got Dripagotchis and Drip Tendo controllers and all types of cool stuff for you guys. So I'm super excited to release that.
That's very, very cool, Anthony. And I just love the way you talk about it, you know? Like I can tell that you put in like your heart and soul in it, that it means so much to you, and that really makes a world of difference. And I'm sure like all the users will appreciate the effort, and they'll be able to tell the effort, you know, that this was made with, you know?
Yeah, the artwork, I'm pretty stoked about it. And, you know, it was cool. It's cool because I've always, you know, drawn and done, and I come from like a graffiti background back in the day. So I've never really released my work with my face and name attached to it. So this is pretty exciting to come out as like no one knowing that I have an artistic background to coming out as an artist in Cardano. I think is pretty exciting.
Yeah, right. You say you're CFO, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Did not expect the CFO to be you know,
doodling his name. It was funny because no one on the team expected it either. I just started drawing, and they're like, "Wait a minute, you can draw this whole time? You could draw?" I was like, "Yeah, man." They're like, "What?" So you need to start drawing now. I was like, "All right."
Very nice. And so we're talking about NFTs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that something we could expect on DripDropz, or?
Yeah. So, I don't know when they're trying to push this for. You're going to start seeing marketing. Like this is really the first public mention from the official DripDropz account of this NFT drop.
Thank you.
I've mentioned it before on my personal page. I've even posted a couple pictures of it on my personal page, but this is like the first official mention. So you guys will see marketing material coming out soon, advertising the drop. But I think we're going to do it before the end of July.
Awesome. Can't wait. And I feel very special that you mentioned this publicly for the first time, at least from the DripDropz page. That's pretty cool. I'm going to flex this.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
My pleasure. Cool. Anything else?
I think that's it. It's pretty much sums up what we've been up to for the last couple weeks and what we're pressing on for the next few.
And the other projects that you guys are specifically involved with, so Tokun, Neum, is there anything you can say about them, or would you rather have someone else talk about it?
Yeah, Andrew Westberg, he is our CTO and co-founder. He is I believe the CTO for Project Neum as well. I can't speak on behalf of that, but I'm a big fan of Ryan and Flo and that whole team over there. So yeah, shout out to Project Neum.
Shout out to Project Neum. They were very accommodating because I have intentions of making some MuesliSwap videos, and I thought it could be cool that I use some music from Neum. So I reached out, and they were like super helpful, super friendly. We didn't get too far because I think they're still a bit away from having music on their platform. And well, in all fairness, I intended to make videos for V2, and we're not there yet either. So it's only fair. But yeah, it was a very nice exchange. And I'm looking forward. It would be nice. Like, I find it very cool that there's so many different kind of platforms that can so easily collaborate, you know? I'm actually thinking, you know, because you guys are so easy in terms of distributing NFTs, and we did launch an NFT campaign today, so that's also some food for thought.
Nice. When is your drop?
Sorry?
When's the drop happening?
On Monday. So basically, we gave a bit of time because we wanted to give some benefit to our milk pool stakers. So we have milk pools on MuesliSwap where you stake your milk for other tokens. If you want DripDropz on it, just let me know. And we do have quite a lot of users that have been doing that, and we wanted to show some appreciation. So we're going to be doing the drop. We're going to be doing the drop in 2 phases, with the first one being only for people that are staking their milk. So those are going to get whitelisted, and that's going to be around 2,500 NFTs. And then phase 2 will come briefly after, depending on how phase 1 goes. But yeah, but there's still time. So the snapshot is on the 17th. So users still have time to stake their milk, because we didn't want to make this harsh cut of like, okay, if you staked until now, that's it. But if you haven't staked, no. So we do want to give a chance to new users. And yeah, so it's the first minting is in 5 days. I think that's Monday. Yeah.
Nice. Go stake your milk. I'm going to go stake mine so I can get a shot at the NFT.
Awesome. Yeah, you do that. You do that. It's cheaper now. You know, phase 1 is cheaper. So it pays off. No, everything is in a bit like in a slight rush right now, because we're launching by the end of the month roughly. That's at least what we're aiming to do. So we're now trying to achieve as much as possible in the next 2 weeks, which is also why we're doing the minting already in a couple of days, because we want to give users a chance to have everything set up properly before yield farming begins, because the main utility of the NFT is to increase the yield farming boost. So we need to give users some time to prepare all of that, you know?
Sweet. Yep.
Cool. Anthony, I appreciate everything you said today and all the time you took. Do you want to say something that we haven't perhaps mentioned so far, or are you fine with jumping into a bit of Q&A?
Any's fine. I'm cool with either.
Okay. So everybody, also thank you everybody for listening in. That's very cool. It's pretty late, at least where I am. So thank you for doing that. Anthony's completely open for any questions you might have for him. So just send in a request and I'll let you in. Where are you, Anthony, anyway? Us, sorry. You said Wyoming, right?
I'm sorry, what's that?
No, I just asked where are you anyway, but then I remembered you said you're in Wyoming.
Yeah, I'm in Florida. We all met in Wyoming. We're registered out of Wyoming, but the team's all over the place.
Got it. Got it. Okay, first question should be coming up right up. Technique Ada, if you're with us.
My apologies. I am in my car. I hope that you can hear me properly.
Yeah, better than Kyle, that's for sure.
My basic question, I'm sorry if you did mention it when you were talking about the dropout NFTs, which sound really cool. I'm just wondering, I'm pretty sure you said you had to be holding some drip in order to maybe get into the mint. I'm wondering if you how much, if there's a how much drip you have to be holding, or if you have to be holding drip to get the NFT. Yeah, that's my question.
No, there's no requirement to hold drip to get the NFT. There was talks within the team of whitelisting and letting the folks that donated to the Ukrainian relief crisis that we hosted. We hosted a donation on the site a while back. We were thinking about allowing them to have early access, and then doing a second wave of all the people that voted as another whitelist early access, but nothing's been finalized yet. But to answer your question, no, you don't have to hold drip in order to mint a DripDropz NFT.
Very cool. Thank you so much for answering my question. And just to double check, the mint is in ADA, not Drip.
Yes, to mint it would be in ADA. Yeah.
Cool. Hope that answers your question, Technique. Anyone else? So just send in a request and I'll let you in. In the meantime, Anthony, I do have one more question for you. Other than the AML, anything else exciting coming up for you guys for DripDropz this year that you can talk about?
I mean, I think our main focuses at this point, we have a few feature upgrades that we're going to release as time goes on. Man, I don't know. I'm just going to say it. We're going to try to do, I don't know if I should say it, man. Oh, God. I hate doing this because I'll say something and then I'll get back to the group and they're like, why'd you say that? And I get in trouble, and it's every time I'm in a Twitter space, I do this, I get in trouble. So we'll just leave it at, we're working on a lot of cool features. We're really excited for the application that we're working on with our Catalyst proposal, because we have already started working on that anyway, with or without the funding. But we're going to get to a certain point where we do need the funding to commence the partnerships that we need to commence in order to do some of the things that we want to do on the application. So we're partnering with a fairly big company in the crypto space. In that regard, they help with custody, they help with multi-sig. They're a real big company. So we're excited about that. Just a lot is happening developmentally, but I wish I could speak more on, but I really can't, because I don't want to get in trouble anymore in these Twitter spaces.
It's okay. You gave us enough. That was good. That was good. We have a rough idea, but not too much.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Catalyst with a mix of, what was it, Stripe and Venmo and.
Yeah, we got a couple cool things there. It's a really nice, on a high level, it's a really nice onboarding tool. That's what we wanted to offer to people. Like we need something that, like, our grandparents could use. They could download in the App Store and just simply walk through with a nice wizard app and start buying crypto and start using crypto, and they can move it out of there if they want to. They can leave it on the platform if they want to. It's just a really good, intuitive introductory to crypto and a nice on-ramp into Cardano.
Yeah, it seems to be a very recurrent topic that I'm having on these spaces ever since Sean from Juro brought it up, the importance of UI and UX. And I can really tell because it gets mentioned every single space so far, because it's crypto. You know, the people have a certain, how can I put it? They're a bit defensive when it comes to crypto. They think it's complex. They think it's, you know, out of this world, right, that only millennials and Gen Zers can handle it. But in reality, you know, there are ways to set it up that is perfectly understandable for everyone, you know?
Exactly.
And it's cool that you guys are considering that as well. I have Technique with his hand up, so I'm just going to assume he wants to ask another question. You're still a speaker, so just unmute yourself.
Hi there. Again, sorry, I'm still driving, so I hope you can hear me. But I'm just, I guess I had my hand up. If you don't want to reveal, I understand. But I guess my question is whether or not your solution would be conformant with the not your keys, not your crypto rule, if it's custodial or non-custodial, right? Because you know, I don't want to set anything up for my grandparents if it's not their keys, not their crypto, right?
Right, I understand. Yeah. And so this was a big topic of discussion when we were doing the product planning for this application. And we decided to go with more of the custodial approach, like the Gemini. So there's a reason why places like Gemini exist, because not everyone is ready to be their own bank yet. And that's fine. You do need a hybrid. There needs to be a hybrid somewhere. So this application may not be something that, say, you would use as a wallet, but maybe something that you replace Coinbase with, So you might just purchase with this app and send it to your wallet. Some people may use this application as their travel wallet, where they keep some in there and most of it's in a cold wallet, and they just, do their commerce and shopping and messing around with this application. Some people may use it as a full-blown wallet, and they don't trust themselves with their keys. So if you get locked out, you can always do forgot your password and we'll get you back in. You'll never lose your crypto there. So we of course, obviously, being, some of the guys who are on this team, firm believers in not your keys, not your crypto, but we're also believers in not everyone's ready to handle their own keys either. So this is the good gateway that will keep people safe from losing themselves and losing their possible life savings from a silly mistake that they just didn't learn yet. And as the app develops over time, we're going to teach people how to actually take control of their funds and custody their funds, because the application is not an application where we're going to, by any means, lock your crypto in. You're free to take it off of the platform, but we want you to know that while you're in this platform, it's a safe domain for you to have screw ups. This is a good learning place. It's a good place to practice. So that's kind of what we wanted to build. It's not for the advanced users per se to use as a wallet, but it's still got something in there for the advanced users to go and acquire crypto and do other stuff with crypto that you can't really do with a regular wallet. So we were torn on that subject for quite a while, but we decided to go the custodial route because we wanted to do a true on-ramp for new people. Just make it as totally simple as possible. There's no crazy Coinbase sign up. It's just so fluid and so clean that you could log in and be purchasing and be conducting transfers and transactions within just a couple of minutes. Does that answer it?
Yeah, I see that he's talking, but I don't hear anything. I was wondering again if it's me but
I can hear you, so I don't. Could you guys hear me?
No, I heard you. Definitely. You just gave me a lot to think about. I really appreciate you answering my question. Thank you so much. That's why I threw up the heart. I don't know if you can see. If you go back, if you close the Twitter and then go back into it, you'll get everybody's emojis and stuff again.
Cool. Thank you both. We have another request. Latisan K. Latisan. Hope I said that right. Sorry if I didn't.
I know that guy. I know him.
Oh, okay. Is he here to abuse you, or should I kick him out? Is he gonna be mean?
He's the lead developer for DripDropz.
Can you please tell me how to pronounce your name? I feel horrible the way I
It's Latisan. Thank you.
Latisan.
Sorry, my daughter's with me. She's getting rowdy.
Does she have a question?
I wanted to add to what Anthony said about the custodial versus non-custodial. It's a commerce platform, and that's the main target. It's no different from, you having a Monzo account that you use for, when you're going out on a night out or a dinner. You don't take all of your life saving in a credit card or wallet. Think of it that way. It's a slush fund that you use for interacting with the blockchain goods. And the other important thing for us was the custodial part would be done not through our system. It would be with a third-party provider who's already established, and it allows us to work through some of the requirements for being compliant with the AML and things like that. For example, you want to use somebody who you can trust, who's already established and has the necessary money transfer licenses and things like that. That's where this becomes pivotal.
Oh, I'm going to give up a really cool feature of the app that we were working on and talking about.
Are you sure, Anthony, they're going to kill you?
Yeah, it's okay. So when you set up your account you can choose what your favorite crypto is, or what crypto you want to receive. And so if someone is sending you crypto and they want you put a request for, say, $50, and they don't have Bitcoin, they send you ADA and you only want to accept Bitcoin, there's an auto conversion in the middle of that. So you always receive the asset that you want to receive, and they can send whichever asset they have available to them. And that'll go from USD, USDC, Bitcoin, Ethereum, ADA. We're going to have multiple chains on there day one.
That's very cool. Thank you for sharing with us, Anthony. I
No
feel very
problem.
privileged today.
I'm definitely getting in trouble today.
It's okay. I think everybody here really appreciates hearing that. Cool. Just a little reminder, everybody that has a question, I'm just going to let you write in. So just send in a request and I'll let you in. In the meantime, if Tokun is open for talking a little bit about their projects, I'm also down for that, but no pressure. No pressure. Anthony, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much for everything today. Like, really appreciate the time that you put into this. I just feel bad that Kyle couldn't really get a proper chance to speak, but it is what it is sometimes.
I believe he's currently in a town hall for the Catalyst, talking about our voting on chain proposal.
Yes,
Yeah.
the town hall now.
Yeah,
Yep.
he said that. True, he said that. Yeah, it was some audio issues. Doesn't really matter. It's just always good to hear what Kyle has to say. Last time I heard him talk was when he was bringing down the hammer to Flicto. That was quite fun. That was an interesting space.
Yeah,
Anyway,
if you guys are interested, every Thursday night at 8 p.m. EST on Ada Frog's YouTube channel, pretty much all or most of the DripDropz team goes on YouTube live, and it's kind of like it's like an uncut, kind of raw. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's not, by no means we're not representing DripDropz in there, but it's a lot of the DripDropz guys, and we're just kind of cutting loose and talking about crypto. And so, yeah, if you're ever interested, please join us.
it sounds good. The only thing is that's 2 a.m. for me. So if I'm like on YouTube
It'll be
at 2
worth it.
a.m.
They're 2 a.m. conversations.
There's worse. There's definitely worse. That's for sure. I've been down the YouTube rabbit hole at 2 in the morning. So there's definitely worse places to end up on YouTube. Cool. Yeah, thanks for the invite. Might check it out. Tokun, you're now with us. You accepted my speaker invitation. Does that mean that you're ready? Are you ready to open up to us?
Hey, what's going on? This is Dave from the Token team. Always ready to talk. Always ready to open the doors wide open. Yeah, thanks a lot for the space. Really cool project spotlight. I know it's been a whirlwind of different Twitter spaces, from the Rare Bloom all the way now to the MuesliSwap project spotlight. So very happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. And as far as I understand, like, your team and the DripDropz team is more or less one and the same. So you're basically part of this anyway.
Yeah, we have a lot of overlap, no doubt. And, as the year moves along, we're looking to integrate the two platforms more wholly. And, I think that presents a really great opportunity as one of the most comprehensive platforms in all of Cardano, because Token.io, if you know or may not know, is a fungible token and NFT minting and marketplace platform, kind of all in one-stop shop for builders and creators on Cardano who are looking to create something new, as well as market their materials, to the wider community. And DripDropz, as the first and most comprehensive token delivery service, combining with a minting and marketplace platform, those powers combined, I think, really makes a quite formidable force in the ecosystem for Cardano, and it's something that will hopefully help drive the adoption of ADA, and really inspire new builders to just keep building and putting things out. And I'm really excited, for this integration between the two platforms. And I think it'll come to a head, I guess fittingly so, at events like the Rare Bloom event, where DripDropz will have a a booth there, as well as the token team representing. So you're going to see this culmination of two great mainstays in the Cardano community coming together in real life in a celebration of this combination. So I'm not sure, MuesliSwap, if you plan to be there for the Rare Bloom event, but it will be definitely can't miss programming for Cardano.
Yeah, it's been quite the topic today, definitely. So the thing about us is it's very hard to plan anything beyond a couple of weeks. And us being in Europe, having a trip to Colorado or Texas isn't the simplest in the world. That being said, we are definitely highly, highly interested. And let's just put it that way, I'm not entirely sure if we might have a booth, but we're definitely gonna try to have someone there on the spot, because that's gonna be such a good event for the Cardano community that it would be such a shame that one of us misses it. That at least, we have
We'd
some
love
of us
to see
there.
you there. We'd love to see you there, MuesliSwap team. Sorry, I have to jump into the Catalyst meeting, so I'm going to hop off. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. Thank you for your time. So yeah,
where are you located in Europe? I was just over there myself this last summer with Christopher Suk from the 8OW community, and we were doing a whirlwind tour of different Cardano community members. I'm sorry we missed you. Where are you located?
Switzerland. Where else? In Zug.
That's a great place to be. My grandmother's from there, from Thun. I don't know if you know where that is.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I heard it's beautiful. Well, we also too, with the team is so extensive, and we're not all based in the United States. Lathisen over there is in the UK, and we have Valentine is located in Paris. So if there's any kind of like future events or programming or kind of Cardano Summit related things from the European side, we could definitely have members of the team reach out to you and maybe put something together. I think it would be great.
Yeah, that would definitely be awesome. I feel like Switzerland could realistically be a Cardano hub in Europe, with like IOG there having an office, as far as I understand, or the Cardano Foundation, one of the two. I think the Cardano Foundation has an office in Zug as well. So I could totally imagine Switzerland being sort of a Cardano hub for sure. For sure. Yeah, cool. Tokun, I do have, sorry, I keep saying Tokun. It just rolls off the tongue. I do have one question that's been on my mind ever since I dripped like 6 months ago for a token. When Tokun? Can you give us something?
When Token, yeah. So if you've been keeping up with our spaces, we have a token breakfast Twitter space every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe that is 1 p.m. UTC. And we've been talking about a lot of updates that are coming to the platform in terms of the revamp that we're doing. And that's a more or less comprehensive overhaul of everything that you see on the token platform. We're going to be doing a complete UI UX redesign, which, as you mentioned earlier, is one of the foremost important things in the space, no doubt. And we're going to add a bunch of new features. And with the integration of the token into the revamp, will be the first use case that we can aim for is to reduce minting fees and make it more accessible for people. So if people who have been dripping, the token on DripDropz, the first use case that Chris Hockaday and other members of the team have talked about over the last few weeks is using that for reduced minting fees for our platform. So making minting more accessible for people. And I think people really will enjoy the suite of minting tools that are available. A lot of times people tend to think minting is just like a single image or something like that, but we really pride ourselves in having rich media assets. So people who want to do documentary films or an asset that has a 3D AR glib file or PDFs. I mean, there's a number of different things that you can do creatively on Cardano. And our mission is to make that more accessible to everybody. So that will be the first kind of foundation of the token. And as the platform builds and gets further integrated with DripDropz, I think then we could speak to a lot more use cases for the utility token.
Cool. Thank you for that. Thank you for the transparency. Yeah, so much is happening. It's a bear market, but seems to me that projects are building now at a very rapid pace, and that's awesome. That's really cool to see. You know, it's gonna come back. We're
The
gonna
market starts the building.
exactly. Cool. Yeah, thank you everybody for your time. This is really so cool that projects like yours come and give so much in-depth information about their projects, and also give some teasers and give some really cool things to look forward to. So I really appreciate you guys taking your time. If there's no other questions from the listeners, I think we can round it up, and maybe some last words from you guys. Anthony,
I just
yeah.
want,
Yeah,
I
go
just
ahead.
wanted to say thanks to MuesliSwap for everything that you guys have done and innovated in the space. You know, making decentralized exchange a possibility very early on, I think was a really key thing. You know, and also too, kind of filtering out verified and unverified projects. I know that you probably get bombarded with different types of trading pairs and have to be very diligent about that. You know, that's been our experience from the NFT side of things is weeding out. And you know, what does verification mean for you as a platform, your responsibility to the ecosystem and community? And you've done a great job. So I just wanted to commend you on that.
Thank you for bringing that up. That's actually one of our Catalyst proposals. We want to create sort of an industry standard procedure of verifying projects. So if you have time, maybe have a look at one of our Catalyst proposals. But that's exactly what one of them is about, because right now it's a bit vague. Some projects do it a certain way, some projects do it a different way, and that's not how it's supposed to be. So yeah, thank you for bringing that up. And all the other nice things you said. Anthony, any last word?
No, I mean, thank you so much for having us on. It's an honor and a pleasure to be one of the project spotlights for your Twitter space. And yeah, thanks for listening to us babble on, and stay tuned for more updates and app releases and features and NFTs. And we're going to keep trying to provide to the community and keep on building.
Cool, man. Thank you guys as well. Also for giving everybody a chance to get to know so many other projects through your own. And that's actually really, really cool, which is also one of the goals of Project Spotlight. So in a completely different way, but an objective nevertheless. So everybody, thank you so much once more. I appreciate everybody and their time that you took to listen to this. I hope you learned something new today. If not, good for you. That means that you already know a lot. So don't forget, not financial advice. Project Spotlight is about giving projects a stage to elaborate further on their projects. So hope everybody had a great time, and I'll see you next week with Project Spotlight number 7. All right, guys, thank you so much and have a great day. See you next week.
Thank you. You as well.